Hello everybody, Alex here, loitering in a forest with my dog. Well, it's not really my dog, it's my family's dog, but enjoying the company at any rate. Let's talk about happiness and consciousness. This is not a infrequently visited area of discussion on my channel, but I wanted to clear up a really interesting point that I was reminded of today and I had recently forgotten, even though it is such a simple and profound way of seeing things and way of interacting with our lives. And that is, so you know that everyone's out here looking for happiness, right? Everyone's doing things, at least seemingly, in order to be happy. That's what drives the human race. Again, seemingly, that's how it seems. And so whenever we go and do something, whenever we're driven to do something, it's usually because, for whatever reason, it's going to create a sense of happiness in us, a sense of peace perhaps. But happiness is the big one. Happiness is the oft repeated end game, end result, or state of being and feeling that we're all looking for in many respects. And I think labels can often create a sense of confusion and a misinterpretation of how things are working and how things are going to be best serving us. So what am I talking about? What am I blabbering about? Well, here's the thing. We're all looking for happiness. So say, for example, if you join a class, maybe you're trying to learn something and you find that it's and the reason you join it is to be happy, right? You want to improve your skills, you want to become a better person, you want to improve your self-development. So you join this class and you find that it's really hard, you find that it's a real challenge. Maybe you find that you're having to get up in front of the class and share your feelings and your ideas, and you find that that's really challenging for you. And the whole the stuff that you're learning in class is difficult and challenging. You don't really feel so happy anymore. Or maybe you got in a relationship with someone with the intent of being more happy, of having a happier life. That's ultimately why so many of us join into unity with other people or create friends or whatever it is. We want to be more happy. And then inevitably there comes the challenges that come along with relationships or joining new things, starting new projects, creating that new book. It doesn't feel so happy anymore. And that's where suffering comes in, because we want things to be happy and we realize that we're not happy. So there's a dissonance between the unhappiness, the challenge, the suffering, and the fact that we're not happy. So we kind of become disillusioned and ironically unhappy because we're not where we're wanting to be. Another way of looking at things is rather than to try and do things to become more happy, do things to become more conscious. That is the game changer that has helped me so much in the recent years, is understanding that none of this is for happiness. None of what we do should be in order to be more happy. It should be in order to return to consciousness. And when I say return, I'm talking about going back to a state that is us, that is our true being. Consciousness is where we return to who we really are. Come on, Jose. And that is where we find our inner genius, our real true selves. And so what we can do is we can use life as a teacher, as a means to become more conscious, which creates opportunity in everything. It creates opportunity where there is strife, where there is discomfort, and where there is challenge. Rather than seeing challenge as an indication that you're in the wrong place because it's not making you happy, we can now see challenge as an opportunity to become more conscious. Now, what does that mean? So say, for example, we're in a relationship and there's a fight that's brewing, there's an argument. Rather than saying, see, this is a perfect example of me being in a terrible relationship, I'm not happy, and so I need to leave this relationship. Or you could see it as an opportunity. There's some tension here. This is an opportunity now to become conscious, become more present, and kind of ease ourselves into the moment. So rather than running away and resisting, we can use this as a fun game almost, an opportunity to say, look, let's see what happens when we breathe and we relax, despite the argument, despite the challenge here. Let's use this as an opportunity to be totally present, totally here. And when we do that, we're given the reward of our own wisdom coming up, our own uncanny ability to handle any situation with ease and calm and resourcefulness. Isn't that cool? That we're delivered this reward whenever we have the wherewithal, whenever we have the consciousness to just be there and to relax into the moment. We're going to be delivered everything we need to be at one with the moment and be resourceful with the moment and be creative with the moment. And these ideas don't need to be forced, they come up naturally. And the more present you can be, the more you can let go of thoughts that get in the way of your presence and your consciousness and your reaction. Not your reaction, your creation. The more you'll be rewarded, the more you'll find this game of life to be more of a joy, more of a reward than a challenge or a chore. Am I talking sense? So to create a little bit of an overview here, we tend to be driven to do things that make us seemingly happy. We want to be happy, so we do things with the intention of becoming more happy, right? We feel something in ourselves, we don't feel good, we feel resistance, we feel a sense of unhappiness. And so we say, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find someone to make my life happy. I'm going to make more money to make me more happy. And inevitably, challenges get in the way, life gets in the way, our own thoughts get in the way, and we don't feel so happy anymore. And that creates even more unhappiness. So the solution is to see life as a means to, rather than become more happy, become more conscious. Consciousness means being totally aware, totally present, or as present as you can be with what's happening around you. And when you can be present, you're going to fare a lot better. You're going to find that life rewards you with your own wisdom, your own creativity, but also you will not be dragged down so much by your own ruminating and your own unhelpful thinking. Consciousness effectively is to be out of thought. And when you're out of thought, it sounds like you're being stupid, but actually you're being your most intelligent self. That's where your true genius lies, is in consciousness. So see that. See how that might help. Whenever you come across a challenge coming up, or maybe you have something you're dreading that you don't want to do, use it as an opportunity to grow and to become more conscious rather than to be more happy. And if you can live on that standard, if you can live on those, I don't like the word rules because rules is quite rigid, but if you can live in that perspective, you'll find that everything in life is an opportunity in that way. And that's going to bring with it a lot of peace and a lot of, ironically, what feels like happiness but really is inner peace, is inner non-resistance. With that, I will bid you goodbye until our next rendezvous in the woods. It's been a pleasure to have you along. Please do subscribe to this because I know that if you enjoyed this kind of thing and you benefited from it, you'll want to hear from me again. Hit the bell notification button to make sure you get these vids. Like this video, share it with a friend that you think that might benefit. And please do comment below any ideas or questions you have about the stuff that I'm nattering on about. Okay guys, much love, take care, speak soon.